My name is Christine DeLeo. I am a Deputy District Attorney for the General Felonies Unit here in Solano County. I'm not from California. I grew up in Arkansas and then moved to Washington and spent about a decade in Washington. That's where my family's from. When I came down to California, it was for law school. And I always thought that I would get my law degree here, I would practice for a couple years here, and I would move right back up to Washington State, right? I've now been at the Solano County District Attorney's Office for about 3.5 years. I have no intentions of moving back anytime soon. I have absolutely fallen in love with this job. I love what I do, I love who I work with, and I just know that I am comfortable and happy here, and I love what I do. I am so lucky to have the coworkers that I have. The first time I said Christine DeLeo for the people, my heart's jumping through my chest. And like I was saying earlier, having a support system of coworkers who have experienced the same thing, who have prosecuted the same crimes over and over again, time and time again. Having those people to fall back on and to just be able to speak to them about my own nerves helps immensely. My piece of advice would be, if you have the opportunity to, do an internship. Don't just jump into a job like this without kind of feeling it out first. An internship is your opportunity to really try out the job before you're committed to it. Write motions, do hearings if you can, speak to the attorneys that you work with, really get some insight in the people who have been there for a while, get insight into their experience, because if you're going to be here for a while, that's going to become your experience. Like I said, there's really nothing at this job that I've done that somebody had not done before me. We care about victims, we care about justice, we care about doing our best. And I think if you fit into that, then you're going to learn that in your internship. Are you the intern that's going to go ask for more work? Or are you the intern that's going to say, okay, I'm done for the day, I'm going to leave early, I can stay till 5, I can stay till 7, I can stay till whenever. I'm never done for the day. It shows the people that you're working with that you understand that the job's never done, and you're going to keep working towards it as much as you can. The district attorney's task really is to be the voice of the people, be the voice of the community as a whole, to look out for the interests of the community as a whole. I would say that there aren't really any victimless crimes. Every crime that we have is a crime because it impacts the community in some way. Traffic violations impact the community in some way. So say, for example, we're talking about a theft from a big box store, commercial retailer of some sort. A lot of people view that as a theft against a large corporation, when it's really not. It is your local store. It's the store that you walk in. It's the store that you shop in. It's the store that your family and friends shop in. Everybody's represented, not just the individual, but the interests of society too. What we generally do is we have the California jury instructions that are very, very instructive on what we need to prove. So when you're looking at a case, you got to look at it through the eyes of how you present it to a jury. I look at the police report, I look at those jury instructions, I say, does this police report show me all the elements of this offense? Can I, through this report, through this witness statement, through this officer's own observations, or whatever may be in that report, can I prove every element of this offense? And not only that, can I prove that each element of this offense was committed by this particular person? It's kind of a two-step process. But we're always analyzing for whether we can prove something beyond a reasonable doubt, because if we can't, it's going to go to trial and we are going to lose. It's a high pressure job. It just is. It's you want to do what's right for the victims. You want to do what's right for the community. Sometimes that all correlates with what is right for the defendant and what is best for the defendant too. It's really hard to make sure that we're doing it all. It's hard to explain to victims sometimes when the evidence isn't there. If the evidence isn't there, we can't proceed forward. And I think that the inability to uphold justice to the extent of knowing that a crime was occurred and not being able to really do anything about it, I think that's probably the hardest part for me. I think this is one of the hardest jobs, but it is one of the most satisfying jobs when you know that you've done everything that you can. And regardless of the outcome, that is what matters.